Alright guys, welcome back to part 2. Same day, just working on something different. So it looks like there's a plug in here that says it's supposed to connect to the face. I see the port. Maybe the okay. Let's see. Huh. Oh, okay, I see it. It's tucked away. I didn't want to pull on it because the last thing I need is to break this thing, but so it's in there, it's just tucked away. So here's the little plug right here, and then that's gonna get plugged into the face. I ended up getting the digital one. I just think it looks better. No preference. Okay, simple enough. That clicks on there. Put your wires back in, and then this is gonna get bolted on right here. Bam. Just like that. So now you got 2 screws here, 2 screws here. Let's open up some of these little bags and get some of this hardware out, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so I ended up finding them super tiny. I don't know why they went with something that small, but so it takes 4 tiny little screws. So that's it. 4 screws in each side. And then our volumes. Then we got these guys. And then these guys get plugged in right here. So you have your left and your right. Like so. Okay. Let's see what else. I'm sure there's some kind of brackets or something that go on this thing. Okay. 4 screws. Okay. So we should have 2 brackets in here somewhere. Okay, here we go. So this is our 2 brackets. Looks like it says we should have 8 screws, which I do. So we'll go ahead and put these on, and then I'll cut you right back on and show you what it looks like. I'll just show you where they go real quick. There's 2 of them. You got your little slots right there, or not your slots, but your screw holes. Goes under just like that. They are marked left and right, so make sure you put them where they go. I'm not gonna bore you watching me put these on, so I'll put on both sides and I'll cut you guys right back. Okay, after putting both enough brackets on, it's time to put on your knobs, your volume controls. So they're basically flat on top and bottom, and then these guys are gonna go in here. You're gonna need to get your hardware, and you're gonna be looking for a nut and a flat washer. I did one side just so you guys could look at it. So basically, your washer, the two nuts will hold it in place. This is gonna have to be adjusted, either forward or back. Once we go to put it in, to give you that perfect depth that you're looking for. But for now, I mean, I'm pretty sure it doesn't go all the way to the back, so I just gave it a little bit. That's the starting point for now. So let me get this other side in here, and that's probably it. I'll glance at these instructions, but I think that's it. So I'll keep moving forward, and I'll bring you guys with me. Okay. After we got both knobs in, I just centered them up, right dead center to the hole, and we're gonna try to put it in here and see if they need to be moved or not. And also, I located the wire harness right behind this little flap. There's a plug right here, and the main harness goes in here. It's kind of hard to take out, but once it's in there pretty good. But that's your main harness. Got your fuse in there. It's pre-wired for a sub. I think I'm gonna be running my own amp. Just not right now. I think just to play it safe, we're just gonna be installing the stereo and wiring the speakers straight to the stereo, just so we can have some sound. And I will order a set of RCAs of the whole amp kit and have it pre-wired. That way, once we put in the C and stuff like that, it'll already be wired back there. So when we do decide to throw some subs in here, it'll be a lot easier for us because everything's pretty much there. We just have to decide on what speakers, what amp, but all the wires will be ran right there just to hook it up. And so, but as of now, all these cables they're labeled front left, back right. So this part is pretty self-explanatory if you've installed any kind of stereos before. This part is easy. So let's try to throw this in here, and I think that's gonna wrap it up for this. I have to look through my boxes and find our speaker wire, and I don't want to throw in the 6x9s right now because I need to install those little pieces of trim still, and I have a fuel tank filler neck kind of, because I took the tank out pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a hole right there, and I don't want to weld it. So it's kind of like a dummy cap. It'll just look like it's still, functional, but obviously my tank is in the back now. So it'll just be to keep the old school look, and not have to weld it shut. I don't think I'll ever return to putting the tank in here, but I just like the classic look of it. So let's try to put this in here. I'll bring you guys in here a little closer and throw the knobs on this thing and see what it looks like. Okay, so that is that. Check it out. So I went with the chrome faceplate. there is different options. I think there's a black one, and I think there's one where it just goes around here. It still needs to be mounted. Right now, it's only being held by the buttons, so this is just loose. So it does come with a strap. You bend this, kind of see where best place to connect this thing, or not connect it, but where it supports it the best. It's probably just gonna go straight back here. Yeah, I think so. It needs to go up slightly, about right there. Boom. We get that to stay right there, be perfect. But we're losing daylight, and I am getting hungry. But man, talk about getting a person mad. To adjust these knobs, you gotta do it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If not, they're sticking out too far, or they're not far enough. So that part of it is time consuming. But once you got them all dialed in and everything, I did use one spacer. It comes with different spacers, different thicknesses. I was running out of adjustment, so they does come with spacers. This is supposed to be a direct fit type of application, but you know, there is some stuff that you have to adjust. It's pretty much just the knobs though. Other than that, the harness is pretty self-explanatory. All the wires are labeled. Like I mentioned, I think I'm just gonna wire them directly to the stereo for now, unless I come up with another plan, and possibly just amps. Amps have come a long way since I was hooking them up back in high school. I mean, there's Class D's amps, you know, $60 ones, $80 ones that are just crazy powerful. So it's not as expensive as it was back in the days to run just a voice amp in here. So that might be something that I do. I have to sit down and kind of check where we're at financially, because we are on a budget. But I mean, obviously, our budget is a little bit higher than our last one, but we do have a budget. So if it's in the budget, we might just be installing a amp in here. But that's just more wires, more time. So maybe it's something we could do in the future. Who knows? Let me know down in the comment if you want me to run an amp on this thing, or if you guys want me to hook it up straight to the stereo and see how the stereo performs just on its own. You know, can that stereo push two 6x9s, a 4x10, and two 6.5s? I don't know. I didn't really buy it for the performance. I bought it for the classic look. But that might be where we go with this. Is test it out. Let's test out this retro sound stereo. All right, guys. On the next one, we'll be back. Catch you guys on the flip side.